Ooh, it's early. Hey everybody, I'm Danny. DanyShopsALOT is my YouTube channel. Just started. This is my second video. I wanted to come on here and show you guys this acne bump that's just living under my skin. Of course, it's rent-free, and I'm ready to get it out of here. How do you evict squatters? Because that's what this thing is doing on my face. It's time to go. Just doing a quick little video on how I deal with getting acne and the hyperpigmentation that it leaves behind on my skin, and just how I keep all of that to a minimum so that we can get right back to the clear skin. So this happens to me pretty much every month or every other month. I get a bump and I just go to war with it. I will not let it win. I will not let it come to the surface. I will not let it scar my face deeply or intensely. Kind of like what I did with this one. It came and it went and it left a little imprint. Not a big issue. And when I say imprint, I just mean it's on my face. It's not like an indentation on my skin. It's just something that I have to work with. So I just wanted to come on here real quick and show you guys what I use to, one, keep bumps from coming to the surface, and two, once they do come to the surface, deal with them, make sure the scar is the least intense possible so that I can fade it as quickly as possible. Face washes. So I use these two. This one is the Murad Acne Control Clarifying Cleanser for normal to oily skin. I love this. I do not use this every day. It is strong. It has salicylic acid in it. You know that's good for acne. Helps dry it out. And this one is by Ole Henriksen. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. And it's the Find Your Balance Oil Control Cleanser. It has AHAs, Green Fusion Complex, whatever that is. I don't know, but it works. Okay. Let me be clear. I use these two when I'm trying to like dry out a bump or dry out my skin. Most of the time I use a foaming face wash, which I feel like is the best formula for my oily skin. But when I'm trying to like really use something stronger that will help me fight acne that's already existing on my face, that's when I go to these two. This one, how did I even get to this face wash though? So Ole Henriksen, the brand, has been in my life literally for like over a decade. I started with this face wash, the Clean Truth Foaming Cleanser. I mean, this was the best cleanser ever made on earth, and they discontinued it. I have no idea why. It used to be the African Red Tea Foaming Cleanser, and then they rebranded it as the Truth Foaming Cleanser, and it was the same exact formula, just a different bottle, a different name, and I loved it. This kept my skin so pretty, just so,
like, I guess you say,
blurred. Like, it just gave me like a blurring look whenever I would finish using this face wash. But they discontinued this. And when they discontinued this, I had to find something else to use on my skin. And that's when I started getting into skincare heavy, because the only way to figure out if it's gonna work is to try it. So I had to try out a lot of different things. And one of the things I tried was this face wash, and it actually does work pretty well. It's not obviously the same thing as the Truth Foaming Face Wash. It's a whole different product. But I found a space for this in my life, which is what I'm talking about today, just like helping to keep the oil in my skin under control so that I'm less likely to develop any acne bumps. And trust me, I do not care about getting an acne bump, because what, it lasts like 5 days at the most, and then it's gone. What bothers me is hyperpigmentation, because I don't like the way I have to like treat this one part of my face different when I'm doing my makeup. That gets on my nerves. So what do I do after I wash my face? I put on about 3 drops of the Ordinary's niacinamide 10% and zinc 1% serum. I drop 1 drop on my forehead, 1 drop on each cheek, and I just distribute that over my skin while it's still wet. Like, that's key. When I first got this, I tried to use it, and I will wait for my face to dry after my face wash and put this on before a moisturizer. it just sat on top of my skin. If you have oily skin, I think, you know, you've experienced that it's hard to get products to get absorbed into your skin. So the best time to get anything into like your like cells is to just do it as soon as you finish washing your face, while your face is still wet. Put whatever serums on, let that dry a little bit, but don't let it dry all the way. Then put on anything else you're gonna do, moisturizers. I have a light sunscreen, stuff like that. Now this is that guy. This is my baby, my love, my one and only. This is the Mario Badescu drying lotion. So when you get this, it's like separated. I don't know if you can see, yeah. This I think is like alcohol or some kind of liquid that helps maintain this, but this is the medicine. This is where the good stuff is. So when you get this, don't shake it up because you think it's supposed to like mix together for it to be effective. It's supposed to be just like this. So wherever you store it like right side up. Like if you put it to the side and then you pick it up to try to use it, obviously it's gonna mix up a little bit. So put your Q-tip in and dip it into this section. And I'll like kind of slide the Q-tip on the side of the bottle to make sure I'm picking up as much of this as possible, and put it right on top of the bump right before I go to sleep. And when I wake up, it's always like less intense, less pressure. When you touch it and like check on it, you could feel like that inside little bead shrinking. So like right now, this one is pretty flat. It's not putting pressure on my face. It doesn't hurt. I don't feel it like that. But still, I have to treat it until it's just not active anymore. Once it is gone, hopefully it won't come to the head. If it does come to the head, do not pop it. Just don't. Like, I had to learn that the hard way. I noticed that when I stopped popping my bumps, if I didn't pop it, I still got a scar, and that was like my justification of popping any bump that came on my face. But I noticed that the ones that I didn't pop would like fade way faster. The like darkness would be like a smaller diameter on my face. It's just like, what do we want? We want a scar for 4 to 6 months. We want a scar for 2 to 3 months. The choice is easy at that point. So if you have like an addiction like me to busting bumps, just go on YouTube. There are other little spas popping up all over the world that will videotape people getting like these spa treatments on their face where they just bust bumps and take out blackheads. Like, get your fill through somebody else's issues and leave your face alone. Like the less you touch your face, the better. And so let's say this bump has gotten to the point where this one is at. I'm gonna start hitting it with this bad guy. The Ordinary's AHA 30% and a BHA 2% peeling solution. I do not use this like consistently. I don't feel like I need to. If you feel like you need to, use it consistently, but if you don't, like, this stuff is really, really strong. And when you use it, you have to use sunscreen. And I don't know how I feel about sunscreen. I don't know, like, I feel like it's good for you. That's what they say. That's what all the research says. They say black people need it too. It doesn't matter how melanated you are. But sometimes I just like the sun touching my face. It feels good. I like it, you know? So I'll go months with using the sunscreen and then months without using the sunscreen. But when I'm using this, I have to use the sunscreen. So it's been like pretty much all the summer. I haven't been using this. I just kind of been letting the scars fade slowly on their own. But when you put this into your routine, using it once a week, if your skin is tough enough, twice a week, these things go away so fast, like super, super quick, because it's basically like a chemical exfoliation. And on the other side of things, if you really want to speed things up, you can do a physical exfoliation too, at least once a week. I have this little brush. You can get these from like Target, Walmart, Ulta, drugstores. You know, they have these little exfoliating brushes. And I know they have like the electronic ones. Those are a little too intense for me. They spin really fast, like my whole face will be red and irritated. With this, I can control like how much my skin is getting basically scratched. Like it's scratching the skin, like dead cells and the top layer of your skin off. So you can exfoliate physically too. And let me get my sunscreen, my black girl sunscreen. So like I said, when you're using this, you have to use a sunscreen. And I use, most of the time, I use black girl sunscreen. I got this from Target. It's definitely affordable. I've seen some sunscreens be like $30, $35. Wow. I'm like, you tripping. I think this one should be under like 15, somewhere around there, $15, $20. You don't need a lot of this. I get like a little bead out of it and I dab just a tiny little bit in different parts of my face, and then I rub it in and distribute it everywhere, and I make sure I get under my eyes, because I noticed when I started using this sunscreen, I would put it under my eyes and my dark circles got lighter, like they just went away. And I never thought that sunscreen could have that effect on your dark circles, but apparently it helps keeping the sun away from that area. For black businesses. One last thing. I use the Murad Environmental Shield Rapid Dark Spot Correcting Serum when I'm trying to fade dark marks. Once again, I don't use this all the time. It's just when I'm in that mode of like clearing any hyperpigmentation. So like right now, like my goal for the most part has been like oil control. The face washes and the niacinamide has been like my go-tos. Like I need them. That's my life right there. Just drying my skin out, because the more dry my skin is, like if you have oily skin that's applied to you, the drier you can get it, the less likely you're gonna get acne bumps, because where's the oil coming from if you're not making it? If it's not accumulating somewhere, it can't just create a bump. Like there's nothing to serve it, there's nothing to gas it up. So I keep my oil as low as possible and still getting the benefits of oily skin, which is no wrinkles. Yes, very youthful. So yeah, I think that's everything. I'm gonna keep working on this, and when it's over, maybe I could do another video just to show what happens when the bump is done. It's at the end of its life cycle, and then I can start working on the hyperpigmentation. But all right. That's about it. That's all I wanted to talk to you guys about. I wanted to share that with you because it helps a lot. Like my skin used to have hyperpigmentation literally everywhere, because if you scar and then you don't fade it as fast as possible, or you treat it in a way that makes the scar like last longer, they start to accumulate on your skin because they have like a longer like lifetime on your skin. So you have all these dark marks. They're just accumulating more and more. Before you know it, you have marks like literally all over your face. But if you can decrease the amount of marks you even get, and then decrease the duration of like the lifetime of the mark on your face, then you'll only have maybe like 1 or 2 at a time. And that's nothing. You can just put some concealer on it real quick, or just live your life like this. Like this is not a horrible look. Like I will leave the house like this. It doesn't bother me. But if you wanted to put on makeup and do like a light look, you could really just put a little concealer, set it with some powder, and you're good. Just those 1 or 2 little spots. But yeah, that's everything. I'm DanyShopsALOT. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, like the video, leave comments, let me know what you do for your skin. If you have oily skin, like how do you keep your oil under control? If you get acne, how do you deal with your acne to make the experience as best as possible for you and your pores? So that's about it. All right, thank you for watching. Bye bye.